always drink a lot of caffeine on these days because I have a lot of shit to get done, so. And I haven't played this in a while. It's always good to be in a good place before starting these, because I want to get into a topic that's kind of, well, to me everything's fucking heavy. It's always a big deal because I'm just extreme. I want to talk about judging the past self, and this is kind of it's a difficult topic because obviously nobody should ever stay in a place where they are stuck and stagnant, and not that we should always strive toward growth, but it's always good to examine your current self and see what you could be doing better. Always be doing shadow work. ABS. Or not always be doing shadow work, but shadow work is important. It's not just useful. I think it's one of those things that can help all of humanity, because if we examine, it's not always necessarily darkness, because shadow work has this implication that it's like you're doing shadow work. You gotta unearth the evil evil part of you, and everybody perceives that the evil part of them must be my anger, my depression, my sadness, and those emotions are not evil. Those emotions, usually depression, anger, and sadness, they come out of they're a sign that something's wrong. Every emotion is a sign of outer conditions, inner conditions, if somebody, it's basic, like if somebody violates your boundaries, you're bound to get angry, and that is an appropriate response to somebody violating your boundaries. Now, what you do with that anger is different than just being angry and letting the emotion wash over you. I know, I'm a Cancer. I'm petty as fuck. I was born July 9th, same day as O.J. Simpson. So I know. I know. I'm capable of doing things that are fucking petty, and for my whole life. I'm 23. I've done shit that was extremely petty out of anger. And this goes back to judging the past self, because it's like, of course, we always have a choice to evolve and become more present, and being on the spiritual path. I don't think it's linear, obviously. Like every day, there's an opportunity to do better, but I feel there's, in me, can't speak for anybody else, because I don't know what it's like to be anyone else. There's a perfectionistic tendency, and there's a lot of self-judgment in expecting yourself to be perfect all the time. And my past self, of course, my past self was toxic. Can I say that my current self is totally not toxic? I don't think so. I don't even think I have the right to even say if my current self is toxic, because I don't know. I feel that our definitions of things sometimes can only be determined Like, somebody could literally look at me and listen to me and say, you are the most toxic person that I've ever seen in my life. And to them, like, that perception of me is their reality. But of course, there's always one's perception of their own self. And I'm getting a little bit off topic because judging the past self, I was gonna say it's not necessary. I feel that, like, the context of a lot of the things that I did and have done were done out of course, the knowledge that I had then and the conditions that, of course, I grew up in. Like, I don't know. I think it's different because when Terry was talking about the things she did in the past, she was talking about her 30s. It's like, yeah, when you're in your 30s, you are officially grown. I'm 23, and I'm like an old soul, so it's like, it's different, you know? Of course, like, I hate to say, I have more spiritual knowledge than the average person. That may be true, that may not be true. I explore spiritual concepts, and I seek truth. That doesn't mean that I have more spiritual knowledge than other people. I'm just into it. I don't like saying that because, you know, it's presumptuous as fuck of other people. I can meet a great master today, and that person would be the motherfucking shit, right? But yeah, I'm an old soul. And I work on spiritual improvement every day. So, on a lot of levels, I feel like I always feel like I should have things figured out by now on a 30-year-old level, but that's not really possible given the amount of time that I've had on Earth. Like, you know, I've had more time other places, being a different thing, not a human. I'm trying to check the door. But yeah, I have been rambling for a long time, but here's what I really want to say is that, like, yes, you can look back on your actions, and as a growing person and as a person who is constantly evolving and changing, say, yes, like, those actions were toxic. His mindset was toxic, or I was toxic to other people. And that's necessary for growth. It's not like anyone needs to hear this, but I feel there's also a thing to acknowledge and be grateful to the person who you were. I feel it's necessary. I think it's totally necessary to be grateful to the person who I was, even if that person was toxic. Because where the fuck, I would be dead. I would be fucking dead without the person that I was when I was acting toxic and I was in that place. And that was a bad place. But that person got me out of that place. Like, she may have been toxic, but that person is my fucking hero. I'm just thinking that, I'm like fucking delighted thinking about that person. And I'm crouching like the hunchback, trying to fit into this video, and I'm seriously proud of that. That fucking bitch, right? That fucking crazy bitch who was toxic. I'm proud of that person. And on the path of spiritual growth, I wouldn't go back to being that person, but did that person help me, and has that person been helping me fucking get to the place that I'm at now? Yeah, like oh my god, like this wave of joy just washed over me, dude. It's a that your past self is may have been toxic, but she's amazing. Like the things that I had to endure as that person are nothing, are well, the things I'm enduring now as this person are nothing compared to what she had to fucking deal with too. And I think, like, yeah, those actions were fucking toxic, but it's also like, holy shit, like I don't know if I could have reacted. I could have, hindsight's 2020, I could have reacted in a different way. But that person was learning and growing and evolving. It's like you look at an evolutionary chart, right? And there's the between evolution, and it's like, what the fuck is this, you know? Going from a, I don't know, like a human being used to be a little tiny rat, right? A human being used to be a motherfucking fish with legs. And that thing is, and you, if you saw one of those things in front of you, you'd probably want to stomp it to death. But you wouldn't be a human being. You can't be in that form without being a disgusting fish with legs. And you might not think that thing is cute, but motherfucker, you couldn't exist without it. That's it.